Video you see here is one of my client project, and why I'm showing you this because I want to show you something that if you are looking closely, you can find some buildings scattered around in the forest. Those buildings were created using Meshy AI, which I used based on client's approval because we are tight in deadline and I have no such time to create this. So I told him that if we can use this. So first I created the result and then show it to the client and he approved it. Then I use it in Unreal Engine. So that saves me lots of time to not modeling from scratch and making the texture because these are on GLB files. So I directly use it in Unreal Engine and place them accordingly. So let me show you how it's look like and what is the process and how you can integrate AI with your 3D workflow. So first here you can see all the model I generated. I created this model using simple prompt provided by client. He clearly said that he needs this kind of building. The reference was uh, Star Wars Outlaws-Style where Akiva planet have this kind of building. So I just created based on that some round building, some square building, and then I showed it to the client. And he said, if we are using for a background, that is perfect for you. So here you can see few buildings are not good. So here I'll tell you how you can use Meshy AI. So first you need to log in. You can use any email ID, and then here you can generate text to 3D with generated UCAT. So I just write a simple prompt which is something that imitate the Star Wars look. So I tell him to create a Star Wars looking building from Star Wars Outlaws Akiva planets, which is red brick and moss on top of it, and few assets, pipes, and antennas on them. So with this prompt, we can generate few assets that are looking good. But it took me a day or two to create this because every time I need to do is generate a different result and then texture it. So credit was ending. So I used different emails for all these models, and it will take. I mean, this is good for the background asset. Not still not sure about using it in a full workflow, but actually, I did in a workflow, but I recommend that you spend more time to get some perfection using this. So here you can see I'm just giving a prompt like make some hyper realistic looking buildings. This is a new model which I used was the Meshy 5. That was the old model, but it gives pretty good result. So we will, after giving the prompt, here you can see the licensing is, I mean the interface is changed when I used that was different. So it's now asked for licensing. If you are using free version, it's CC by 4.0, which is a Creative Commons license. So once you just log in, it asks you for this, fill all these details. So you just go ahead and do something, check few things as you like. I'm just going to check 3D artist hobbies, and here we can see technical artist. Let's check concept. No, we are not clicking on them. Just select technical artist and switch next. And then what's the problem? Let's see. Okay, here trainer educator next. It's asking for which industry describe you. So I'll say film because I'm using this for short film. I could have used education and training, but that's if I'm making like particular royal with this, but I'm using it for film, so I'm check full. And I'm using alone, so only for me. And how did you hear about Mechi? So I heard about it on YouTube by Ask Anki channel. You can check that out, and we'll select maybe later. We don't need a subscription. So now you can see the process begin in the right hand side. You can see it's already generated two models which are looking quite good. First one is good, but not sure about the second one. And the bottom one is looking nice. And we can use this third model. Let's wait until it's generate the fourth model. This is the good part that it's create four model with one prompt. So this thing saved lots of time. You can also add like for the two-story building, I added that you add two-story building. So it created the two-story building and specifying the red brick. So it will give you good texture. Later, I added the uh, weathered red brick in the prompt, so it created some weathered look for the bricks. Now it will just create a simple one because I'm not specified it. Here you can see with the simple prompt, it's generated the full model with two stories. and we will proceed with the third one because that one is looking nice to me, more like a reference I have. So when you hit on the model, it will give you some options to generate the textures, or if you don't want it, you can ignore it. I'm using triangle geometry because it will uh, going to be triangle when we are exporting in Unreal Engine. So let why not use that directly. After waiting for a minute, it gives us the texture model, which is quite looking good for a stylized building. I'll say it is beautiful, but I need to have some more detail, not just like that, because we are using for you can say for a real environment. The output wasn't that great, but yes. So I need to more texture, more dark, more moody. Need to be this. So I let change the prompt for the texture, which you can do easily, but this is a pretty good result here. You can see the bricks got some IVs on them, and we got some barrels here and there. It's some great type design, and we got some moss on the roof and the antenna. Yes, it's a bit decimated on the corners, but you can fix that or you can leave it like that if you want. So later I just change the prompt to on the text. So here you can see the bottom. In the bottom you see the texture option, retexture option, where you can just give another prompt for the texture and it will generate based on that. So I just give it that and hit texture here, and again after a minute of waiting I get this cool looking result, and I like this very much because it is going with the theme we want. So, but the front pipe you can see that's not right. You can fix the texture, but this will work for me as the building is in the forest. So this is how I generated couple of models like 10 or 12 buildings which I used in the scene. So I'll show you how the buildings I scatter looks like. So here we are in Unreal Engine, and you can see I have a quite a scene going on, and you can see there are building I scatter in the forest here. So what I did was I was just added them because the entire area covered with forest. So we are not going to see lot in between. So I just placed them randomly, but visible to the camera. When the camera apply to it, it sees some buildings here and there. And you can see in some area, I just stack one building on top of the other. So it will just create a new ones. Here you can see I create the bunch for the buildings. So I scatter few here and there along the path I created. And some of them which are looking good like this one I created to get the better result and visibility for those buildings. Here I created like some layout around the big blob of the ground. So somewhere I use quite design, but most of the time I just place them randomly. Here you can see I stacked the small round building on top of the big round building and use the same building twice. So that's pretty easy. About the project, so it was a pathway from one place to another place. The clients need moving camera through the streets, and you can see the building is just. Let me turn on overlay. The building is just a simple single mesh, which I got from Meshy AI, which I imported in Unreal Engine, and I use them to place. And you can see duplicated the buildings, and we can go through the scene looking. Some buildings make sense, some don't. Not to worry about that. So you can use AI for your work as you prefer. The case depends on how you want to use it. Not too much. Like you can see the entire remaining scene is made from scratch using Unreal Engine and Blender modeling techniques, which I did. So that's it. And I want to show you this one also. I recently released the abandoned refineries pack, which is this one. This is also I made from scratch for the client needed it, but as I created from scratch, so I made it the asset pack by approval from the clients. So I got two things going on. In this area, I modeled entirely in Blender, This was theme based, cause they need a beach town with the red bricks. Red brick was the main case, and the canyon was pretty tough. In this, I used Megascan, but I lay out all by hand, so it took me quite a time to generate this kind of canyon, because they we are going to fly in that canyon later on. Here you can see I stacked the big building on the small one, but they matched pretty good. If you do by hand, so you need to make sure the all texture and models are seamlessly integrated. This is the good, like this is also like a mega scan if you look like that. So yes, let's just unleash it. Because Unreal is checking my report, so now it's a bit faster. So I'm saying that if you are using AI in your project, you can use it to do this simple small task, but not entirely depend on it. Because I must say it is revolutionary, but some things like you still go for films and movies, there are few things you need to create, or and if we are not compositing them right, like here I integrated based on my requirement. But if I was totally dependent on the AI, I wouldn't have gone this far, because it was my requirement is less, but the time was taken to doing individual building maybe around 1 to 2 weeks, which I don't have in my hand at that time. So I used it wisely. And if you want to know about this project entirely, you can join my Patreon, where I'll soon post a full breakdown video about this project, because I created couple of short films like this, and it's include very interesting project scenes, breakdowns, spaceships, Star Wars. You can see the laser. It has the lasers and the spaceship lasers, anything. And the Jedi model here, you can see it is available on Sketch by which you can download, and you can get some discount, or no, you can get this factory model for free if you join higher tier on Patreon. Cause the more you pay, the more you get, right? But if you want to support me, you can join my Patreon, where I put all the tutorial. The Mikasa Iron video is already there. All the 4 parts are uploaded from scratch. I just skipped the part that are not necessary. So you can watch that. That video was great and quite fun learning and teaching you guys. So yes, I hope this helps you using AI into your projects as efficient as you want, but not fully depend on it, because we are 3D artists, we are creative, and we need to create something from scratch with using reference, not fully replicate the reference every time. Thanks for watching.